Hello friends, myself Dr. Veena Sakardande with new topic from Medical Surgical Nursing. Last class we have seen part 1 of hypotension and today we will see hypotension part 2. So let us start with the topic part 2 hypotension. So last class we have seen definition, causes, types, risk factor, diagnostic assessment, sign and symptom of hypotension. And this session we are going to see management of hypotension, which will include goal of management, medical management, which will have a pharmacological management and therapeutic management as per the causes of hypotension, then nursing management, rehabilitation and health education. So first, goal of management. What will be a goal of management for hypotension? While treating the hypotension, which point we need to consider? First is prevention of complication. Second, to maintain the normal blood pressure. And third one, to treat the underlying cause of hypotension or low blood pressure. First underlying cause for the hypotension is dehydration. So what is dehydration? Last class we have seen dehydration. There is a decreased blood volume because of fluid loss from the body by severe vomiting, diarrhea or other fluid loss leads to dehydration. So here under the management we need to treat the underlying cause, that is dehydration. First, assessment of the dehydration, check with the intake and output chart, vomiting, diarrhea, and we need to treat the dehydration. If it is a mild dehydration, we can treat with the oral fluids and electrolytes. If it is moderate to severe, we need to admit the patient in the hospital, start with the IV fluid therapy and maintain the adequate hydration of the patient. So patient will have a normal fluid and electrolyte with normal blood pressure. Second underlying cause for the hypotension is blood loss or severe bleeding. So severe bleeding or blood loss can be because of some bleeding disorder, post-operative cases, trauma, accident, post-operatively. So we need to identify the loss of blood and what is the exact reason, and we need to treat accordingly. So here IV fluids, blood transfusion has to be given to the patient to treat the severe blood loss so that patient will have a normal maintenance of blood pressure. Third underlying cause is septic shock. So septic shock is an emergency situation where patient will have a septicemia, that is infection to the blood, which will represent in the form of septic shock, and patient comes with the hypotension, tachycardia, unconsciousness. So we need to treat this emergency situation as per requirement and as per cause of the patient. So here start with the IV fluids and antibiotic, and we need to take care of the infection control measures. Next cause we need to treat, that is underlying cause, maybe as a side effect of some medication or diuretics which leads to hypotension. So here need to change the dose or decrease the dose or decrease the frequency of dose, or sometime it is very serious, we need to stop the dose as it represent as a hypotension. So we need to work out on the dose, frequency and changing the dose or replacing the drug of the patient to maintain the normal blood pressure as per the advice of physician. Next we need to treat bradycardia, and bradycardia is a decreased pulse rate less than 60 per minute or less than that. So we need to treat the bradycardia. So first assessment of the cardiac function, that is ECG, pulse rate and then blood pressure. Underlying cause has to be identified, accordingly we need to treat the patient. Like it may be because of heart block, so we need to have interventions like pacemaker implant and some of the medication to maintain the normal blood pressure. Next is tachycardia. What is tachycardia? Tachycardia is increased pulse rate more than 90 or more than that per minute. So we need to find out the underlying cause for tachycardia, whether it is related to heart problem or whether it is related to metabolic problem or infection. We need to identify the cause for tachycardia. If there is atrial fibrillation in the sense when there is a premature contraction of atria which leads to lack or immature contraction of heart, then it has to be treated with the defibrillation, arterial catheterization, and there are many more emergency managements. If it is because of atrial fibrillation or ventricular tachycardia, we need to treat according to protocol or as per emergency management or as per advice of physician. So atrial fibrillation, atrial tachycardia, all this terminology I will be putting the meaning in the chat box. If hypotension, the cause is pulmonary embolism or deep vein thrombosis. So we need to identify area of pulmonary embolism and deep vein thrombosis, and we need to assess the signs and symptoms, and according to that treat the pulmonary embolism. Like there may be blood thinner can be given, or like heparin, warfarin can be given to treat the pulmonary embolism and deep vein thrombosis, and IV fluids can be given to the patient to maintain the normal blood pressure. Next underlying cause is pericarditis. When there is a pericarditis or pericardial effusion, that is collection of fluid in the pericardial sac, so it has to be removed, called as a pericardiocentesis, removal of the excessive fluid or air from the pericardium to relieve the symptom and to maintain the normal function of the heart and to maintain the normal blood pressure. Next underlying cause for the hypotension is postural hypotension. That means whenever there is a change in position, suddenly from the sitting to the upright position, patient will have a hypotension. So it has to be treated. Continuous monitoring of the blood pressure while different patient is taking different position, like sitting, sideline position or standing position. We need to monitor, Holter monitoring, assess the rhythm of the patient, and then it has to be treated with the IV fluids and adequate rest to the patient and diversional therapy. And mainly the elderly, we need to support and counsel regarding this condition to maintain the normal blood pressure. Next and major cause for the hypotension is vasovagal reaction or vasovagal syncope. So we need to assess the vasovagal reaction and suddenly drop into blood pressure. So here how we can manage this syncope with some of the drugs like beta blockers can be given, like propranolol, and to maintain the normal blood pressure as per the physician's advice, provide adequate rest to the patient. Next part is a rehabilitation and health education to the patient with hypotension. So as before we have seen, we have provided the knowledge to the patient regarding diet, sleep, nutrition, health maintenance and prevention of complication. Here also we need to rehabilitate the patient, that means to maintain the normal functioning of the patient. Then health education has to be given on the regular follow-up, regular checkup of the patient. Then diet, that he has to take the more of the sodium content diet, fluid more should be more in the diet, adequate hydration has to be maintained, stress management, physical exercise, adequate rest and sleep. We should provide knowledge regarding to this. Next management is nursing management. So under nursing management, first is a nursing assessment. Whenever patient comes to the hospital with hypotension, we need to manage the patient as an emergency condition because patient will be in a low blood pressure or maybe an unconscious stage or in a shock. So assessment. So under assessment, first we have to take the history, proper history of the patient, underlying cause like patient is having dehydration or bleeding loss or any anaphylactic reaction. So we need to take the proper history of the patient, history of family, any disease condition or any related allergic reaction, past history, any underlying disease or patient is taking any medication, head to toe examination, and then we go for the cardiovascular examination. Next, we are going to see the some of the nursing diagnosis, and under this nursing diagnosis, we will see the expected outcome and intervention. So friends, this was about the hypotension. So we have seen definition of hypotension, causes of hypotension, types of hypotension, then sign and symptoms, diagnostic assessment, management, in that goal of management, medical management as per underlying cause, nursing management, rehabilitation and health education. So hope you understood the topic. Friends, if you like this video, make sure to like, comment, share and subscribe my channel. Do not forget to click on the bell icon so you will get the updates of my new sessions. Thank you. Take care. See you in next session. Emergency management for hypotension. Once patient comes to the emergency room with hypotension or low blood pressure or maybe with any type of shock, maybe septic shock or anaphylactic shock, admit the patient, assess the vital sign of the patient, pulse, respiration and temperature and blood pressure, ECG monitoring, start with the oxygen therapy, and immediately we need to give the supine position to patient, and as per the prescription start with the IV fluids and medications. First nursing diagnosis is discomfort related to headedness, confusion, dizziness. Expected outcome will be patient will have a comfort with the normal blood pressure. Nursing intervention for this nursing diagnosis: assess the comfort of the patient, assess the discomfort of the patient, then plan the care for the patient, check vital signs, pulse, respiration and blood pressure, give adequate rest to the patient, give quiet and calm environment so that patient will get adequate sleep and maintain the blood pressure. More of the hydration has to be provided with the IV fluids and oral intake, and reassess the discomfort of the. Next nursing diagnosis is potential problem of fatigue, weakness related to low blood pressure. So here expected outcome is maintain the normal blood pressure and patient will have a activity tolerance. So here assess the patient's fatigue, tolerance and patient's weakness. Plan the activity so patient will not get tired. Give the small and frequent feeds to the patient. IV fluids. Monitor the vital signs. Maintain intake output chart. Provide adequate sleep to the patient. Counsel the patient and again reassess the. Next nursing diagnosis: altered health maintenance related to low blood pressure. Expected outcome will be maintain normal blood pressure. Interventions planned will be assess the blood pressure, pulse rate, respiration of the patient, give adequate rest to the patient, start with the IV fluid, talk with the patient, counsel the patient, give psychological support, maintain good IPR, adequate medication as per prescription, IV fluids, and then reassess the patient's health maintenance. Next nursing diagnosis is altered nutrition related to dietary modification. As patient has to modify the diet because of low blood pressure, so patient has to take more of the fluids and then sodium to maintain the normal blood pressure. So altered nutrition related to modification into diet. Expected outcome will be patient will have a maintenance of diet as per the advice or to maintain the normal blood pressure. So assess the dietary pattern of the patient, ask patient likes and dislikes, accordingly plan the menu for the patient. More of the sodium can be given to the patient to maintain the normal blood pressure. Give excessive fluid to the patient to maintain the hydration. Maintain intake output chart. Check the vital signs of the patient, specifically pulse rate and blood pressure, and reassess the patient's nutritional pattern. Next nursing diagnosis is altered sleep pattern related to disease process and disease condition, hospitalization. So here expected outcome will be patient will have a adequate and normal sleep pattern. Intervention plan will be assess the sleep pattern of the patient, assess the timings of the sleep of the patient, provide comfortable bed and soothing environment to sleep. Check vital signs before sleep, that is blood pressure, respiration and heart rate. Give the warm water bath or the hot therapy so patient will sleep easily. Then ask for the any diversional therapy which leading to the insomnia or lack of sleep, and advise the patient or counsel the patient the requirement of the adequate sleep. Do not disturb patient in between for the any activity as if it is not required, and reassess the sleeping pattern of the patient. Next nursing diagnosis is knowledge deficit related to disease condition, hospitalization, medication and diet. Expected outcome will be patient will have adequate knowledge about diet, hospitalization, requirement of the treatment and health maintenance. Plan intervention, assess the knowledge level of the patient, provide the knowledge related to diet, which food has to be taken and which food has to be restricted. Then provide knowledge about the requirement of hospitalization and health maintenance. Then talk with the patient regarding the lifestyle modification and how he can maintain the normal blood pressure, and explain about the disease condition of the patient and its complication and how he can prevent the further complications.